Uh, Hello everyone, my name's Zachary and this is my video game Garbanzo Quest. For the past 3 years I've worked on this game by myself, so I'm really excited for it to be released and, available for everyone to play. So today I'm going to be playing through the first world of the game and, just talking about some of the decisions I made while working on the game. So to start, let's make a new game. So first thing we're going to do is give a name. So it doesn't really matter what the name is. A little fun fact, if you hit done without putting something in, we'll get a random name. So today I am Sprout. So next we're going to pick a character. There's 3 main characters. There's an extra one for player 2 for like passive 2-player, but player 1 and player 2 can be any of these 3. So there's Garbanzo, Pinto, and Frankie. And yes, this really is my dog. There he is, that's my boy. Good boy. Oh, he's confused. It's okay. But yeah, he's a good boy, and he's helped keep me sane during these 3 years. So we're just gonna go with Garbanzo today. So next, the game's asking us about the tweaks menu. If you've ever played Celeste, it's a lot like the assist mode in that game, but the key difference here is that in addition to making the game easier, you can also use it to make the game harder. And that can be a lot of fun for, playing through the game additional times and, challenging yourself and, mixing things up. Today we're just going to go with the basic experience. So yeah, now we're going to learn a little bit about the story. It's not terribly complicated, but yeah, I think it's cute and it adds a lot to the game. So I'll just let this play out. I had a lot of fun drawing all these different images. Yeah, I tried to include like a little joke in each of them. In this one where they're confronted with the document that they're gonna sign. You can see the dog eating a piece out of it up there. And here's Billy Bones. I really like how his design came out. He's incredibly cliche in like a good way. I think it's a lot of fun. So here we see all our peaceful friends getting put into 2 boxes, and that's not fun. So Garbanzo's gonna break them out and they'll be okay. Alright, so game is finally starting. So here we go. Jump. Not much to it. Pretty easy to jump. So here's our first obstacle. So in this first room I really tried to really deliberate with the level design here, such that you would learn all the very basic components of how Garbanzo moves around. So first we're going to jump over this small obstacle. In case you didn't learn that you can hold A to jump higher, that's what this is for. So you literally can't move on until you figure that out, and that's really important. So here's our next ability, is to spit, because why not? And so now we're learning how to jump and spit at the same time. Very simple, but it's really important to make sure the player knows how to do that. Next, we're learning how to look up and down and spit at the same time. And now we're combining all the different abilities we've learned in order to proceed. So here's kind of like an extra ability, but it's actually really important. Moonwalk, it lets you spit on enemies and run away at the same time. Pretty nifty. So here's our first enemy. Pretty simple, just a little pine cone. All they do is walk back and forth, and you can see, it hurts when you touch them. So we're gonna spit on them, and you can see that, they're still here. We can walk through them, but they didn't like die or anything, and they come back. So in this game you can't actually kill your enemies. You can only momentarily stun them. Because, spitting on someone and then killing them, that doesn't really make any sense. So, here we go. I really like the ice sound effect. I think I did a good job with that. Pretty cute. Right, and here I'm just reinforcing, you know, reminding you that this is a thing you can do. It's pretty important when there's a lot of bullets on screen to be able to, you know, dismiss them. This little area here isn't too complicated though, but yeah. Just wanted to make sure the player knew that. Here we go, we're learning that some things you can't destroy, these like orange bullets, are pretty strong. So, here's that. So here I am just, you know, reminding you that you don't have to mash the button to spit, you can just hold it. I really don't like mashing, I just think it's annoying and it can cause hand issues, so yeah, making that apparent. So here's a new enemy. They're a little more complicated than what we've seen so far, but you know, nothing too harsh in this first level. So in this last room, we're gonna be seeing everything we've encountered so far all at once. So this is like the ultimate test to make sure that, you know, the players learned everything so far. It's not too hard for me. And here's our first friend. So you can see they have a bit of a temper, but they quickly calm down when they realize we're someone new. So I don't know who I am. That's okay. And there we're, you know, he's a little more chatty than the other friends because he's explaining a bit of the story and stuff and reinforcing some things. And yeah, he's explaining the home base. So there you'll go, and that's where all your friends will go after you save them, and there's like certain things you can unlock there. Oh, there we go. First level, first friend. And here we're introduced to the overworld. I had a lot of fun making this, and you know, coming up with all these different paths and stuff. I think it adds a lot to the game. It really gives, you know, a strong sense of adventure, and really, I think this is where the Super Mario World influence is like really obvious. You know, I just really love that game, and you know, I'm not shy about that. But yeah, anyways, moving on to the second level. In this level, we're gonna build on previous concepts and also kind of introduce, or rather focus on verticality. So that you'll notice there's a lot of up and down and all that. And there's also a focus on these crumbly blocks. In this next room, that'll be really obvious. So I like this room because it's really simple, and you can't, like, there's nothing here that'll hurt you, and it kind of gives you a chance to practice jumping and spitting and, you know, making your own path through this crumbly block maze thing. So the main path is up here, but you may have noticed that off to the side there's this secret path. Here's a gift. Turns out they're an evil gift, so we're gonna, you know, talk them out of it. So now, yeah, now they're our friend and they're following us around. We're gonna figure out what they have to say later. Yeah, moving on to the main path. Pinecone friend. So again, I'm gonna try not to give everything away, but there is another secret path up here, so we're gonna follow that. This one's a little harder to find than the last one, but yeah, here is a key this time. They're a little more complicated than the gift. They fly around and chase us everywhere. They have 8 hits instead of 4. So we got a bit of a crew going. Excited to see what they do later. Yeah, moving on. Yeah, in these first levels, I tried to make the secrets not too hard to find, just so players would know that, you know, they exist and that they always should keep an eye out for anything that looks peculiar. Hard word to say. Anyways, so I like this room here because it kind of encourages you to slow down for a second instead of just mindlessly plowing through all the blocks. I gave the icicles, you know, like rockets, so that they could go in any direction instead of just, you know, down. Because otherwise, how would they move? But anyways, just getting through the rest of this level. Alright, and here's another friend. So the formula is probably quite apparent at this point. So that guy's weird. We're gonna move on. Alright, so here's the gift. So we got a customization fragment. So one of my favorite things in video games is when you can like customize your character with, you know, different hats and stuff. So I tried to put that in my game. That's what these are for. And here's like the merchant you talk to about getting your hats and stuff. So yeah, back to the overworld. Pretty soon we're gonna find out what the key does, and it unlocks an additional path. So yeah, I just think that's a lot of fun having these extra paths. So what I tried to do with the secret paths is I usually, since they're optional, I tried to be a little more experimentational, and you know, they're a little trickier. But we're gonna see what that has in store a little later. So for now, we're gonna go to the home base and, you know, cash in on our yarn thing we just got. So yeah, at the home base, there's lots of things you can destroy. That's just for fun. So we're gonna talk to Bruce. Tell us about his little garden here. He's gonna ask us to water them. So yeah, it's not terribly complicated. The goal here was to just kind of like, you know, give you something to do every time you came home, and kind of like help you feel like you're part of this like cute little community we got going on here. So we're gonna talk to Hatsley. She's gonna call us ugly. She's not very nice, but you know, that's just how she is. She's helpful. So you can notice all these different podiums. Talk about it a little more. They all cost something different, and you can't really see what they are, so it's kind of exciting not knowing what it is. So we only have one yarn, so we're gonna get a hat. So that'll make more sense once we have more hats. So yeah, the soap is just so you can clean off your hat. So I'm gonna rock the hat for a bit. I think it looks nice. And if you talk to her, she's, oh yeah, that's nice. You know, she's showing some growth. So let's get out of here. Go to floating water. So here's our first water level. I know in a lot of platformers, people usually don't like the water levels, so I tried extra hard to make, you know, my take on the water level, you know, more fun. It's pretty simple, the water mechanic. You just, you know, up, down, left, right. Yeah, I think it's a nice break from jumping. I think jumping out of these like water blocks is a lot of fun, so there's a lot of that in this level. There's plenty of things to destroy, because why not? No, don't do nothing. But it's fun to shoot the coral. So yeah, you can see here we're combining, you know, pre-established ideas, the crumbly walls, the bullets, the new water, to create something new. Here's another new thing, Mr. Smiley. He's one of my favorite enemies. I've maybe used him a little too much, but I don't know. He's my favorite. I wish he was in every level. Yeah, he's pretty simple. He just kind of chases you around. So I like this secret because it can be pretty easy to miss because maybe you're stressed out from Mr. Smiley trying to kill you. So here's our first evil treasure chest. Again, we're gonna, you know, talk him out of it. And so maybe someone who is a little less patient might move on, but someone with a good eye might also notice that there's more. So here's another key. Got the crew. I think this level is really pretty. I really like how it came out. It's my better looking levels, I think. So yes, here is more Mr. Smiley stuff. Just, you know, combining all previously established ideas and offering one last challenge before the level's over. Not too bad. Alright. That guy's pretty weird. They all kind of are. So here's our first power fragment. We'll use these to get new abilities and stuff. This guy's a little more friendly and well adjusted. There's our first boss level, but also here's another secret path. So this is a secret path off a secret path. So this level is going to be kind of weird because I thought I could, you know, get away with doing something extra weird here. So we're going to help this guy with their anger management. I've found that counting to 10 helps. Can you hit that timer when the clock strikes 10? Better. So I think I can count to 10, but you know, we'll see. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, not too bad. Perfect. So, since I'm not a total psychopath, I did make it so that you could be off by 0.2 seconds and, you know, still succeed. But, yeah, just a cute little level there. So, and we're getting another yarn. So I think now is a good time to go back to the home base and, you know, check out all the cool new stuff we can do. So we're just gonna, you know, help Bruce water his garden. It's something nice to do. So first, let's check out the yarn situation. So they are the same every time, but so I know what this is. It's the red paint. So I did that so that, you know, in subsequent playthroughs, if there's like something you really want early, you can, if you remember it, you can just, you know, go and grab it real quick. And we're gonna cash in our bean. So now we're at the gym. This is where you go to get all your different badges and stuff, all your different powers. So I only have one bean, so I can only afford the flutter jump. So yeah, I made the flutter jump really cheap because I wanted, you know, most players to be able to get it. So yeah, what it does is it's like a fluttery double jump. It's good for, you know, players that are new to platformers because, you know, if they miss their jump, it's pretty easy to get back to where they were going. I get distracted breaking stuff all the time. Alright, so here we go. This is the boss level. So the new mechanic here is this exploding barrel. So I already know what it does, so I can avoid it, but yeah, the idea here is that in these like big crumbly wall things, there's these exploding barrels, and they kind of encourage you to think a little harder about the path you take through them. That was the idea there. So you can see, we're kind of in this bleak, abandoned factory. It's full of these exploding barrels. And nothing too crazy. We're still in the first world. I think that's pretty mean that I put a heart right on top of a snowman. But whatever. So yeah, just a quick little thing here. I found often that players would forget that they can spit through walls, so I put a heart here just to, like, you know, remind you, like, oh yeah, I can spit through walls, because, you know, sometimes that comes up and people get confused. So, yeah. Good boy. Oh, you made me fall. Big man. Big man. It's okay, buddy. He's cheering me on. So here's another place where if you're just kind of blindly rushing through, that exploding barrel will get you. So here's a combination I really like is Mr. Smiley and the exploding barrels. So you're not only trying to avoid Mr. Smiley, you have to think about the exploding barrels he's going to run into. So I think that's a lot of fun. You know, and another smart reuse of mechanics. Here we go. It's a big boss door, if I ever saw one. Here's our first big bad guy, a rock. So their job is to protect this, you know, old abandoned factory from lazy bums like us. They're gonna ask us to leave, but, you know, we're gonna say no. They don't get paid very well. So yeah, Rocky is you know, pretty simple. All we do is jump. So for the first boss in the game, I really wanted it to be, you know, easy enough for like most people to get through. I don't want to, like, you know, do anything too crazy. So I already know how to get them. So just gonna take them out real quick. They do get a little faster. You can see that they're kind of going crazy. You know, it's pretty frustrating. You're trying to kill a little bean man. He's just spitting on you the whole time. But yeah, not too tough. So again, we're not actually killing anybody. We're just like frustrating them until they give up, I guess. She'll be okay. Almost to the end here. So this is what Rocky was protecting, is this exploding barrel factory. We can see the heart of the factory right here. Just real quick, we can see exploding barrels kind of like mindlessly being produced and dumped into the lake over here. Just kind of makes you wonder why they're doing that. Yeah, just it's an example of some of the subtle storytelling I was trying to do with the game. So here we go. This is the end of the chapter, the world, rather. It's a nice, calm break from, you know, the craziness of the rest of the game, and we get a little bit of story too. It's one of my favorite songs I wrote. Anyways, moving on. So, for defeating Rocky, we're gonna get a special reward, and that's $1. Imagine that, one whole dollar. So, yeah, there is the end of World 1. So we're leaving and entering Tall Mountains. So I think that's where I'm going to call it for today. I really appreciate y'all taking the time to watch, and I hope you found this interesting. And yeah, thank you for supporting my silly little game. Take care.